America's Pop Culture Trivia Show.
Check it out.
America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. With Joe Parisi.
This is episode 187 of America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. My name is Joe Parisi. Glad to have you on board for this week's episode. I've got 3 rounds of trivia just for you. Round 1 is going to be music, round 2, movies, and the third and final round will be a mixed round. As always, 7 questions per round with just 5 seconds between questions for you to think of the answers. Perhaps this is the week that you go 21 for 21. Let's see. Good luck. Now let's play.
Round 1.
Kicking it off with the music questions. Question number 1. From their 1995 debut album called Short Bus, this band scored a hit in 1995 called Hey Man, Nice Shot. Name the band. Question 2. The 1972 song Lean on Me became a number 1 hit, and in 2010, Rolling Stone included it on their list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. What artist gave us Lean on Me back in 1972? Question 3. The song American Pie came out in 1971 and spent 8 weeks as the number 1 song in America starting in January 1972. What artist gave us this song? Question 4. I cannot save you. I can't even save myself. So just save yourself. Name the band that gave us the hard rock song with these lyrics in 1998. Question 5. In 1968, what group gave us the 17-plus minute-long rock song Inagata de Vida? Question 6. You say that money isn't everything, but I'd like to see you live without it. You think you can keep on going, living like a king? Ooh, babe, but I strongly doubt it. What band gave us this song back in 1995? Question number 7. What is the name of the female artist who released the song Electric Boogie, aka The Electric Slide? And that's going to do it for round number 1. Couple what I would call softball questions in there. A couple of tricky ones. Let's see how you did. Question number 1. From their 1995 debut album Short Bus, this band scored a hit in 95 called Hey Man, Nice Shot. Name the band. Filter. Question 2. The 1972 song Lean on Me became a number 1 hit, and in 2010, Rolling Stone included it on their list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. What artist gave us Lean on Me back in 72? Bill Withers. Question 3. The song American Pie came out in 1971 and spent 8 weeks as the number 1 song in America starting in January of 1972. What artist gave us American Pie? Don McLean. Question 4. I cannot save you. I can't even save myself. So just save yourself. Name the band that gave us the hard rock song with these lyrics in 1998. Stabbing Westward. Question 5. In 1968, what group gave us the 17-plus minute long rock song Inagata Davida? Iron Butterfly. Question 6. You say that money isn't everything, but I'd like to see you live without it. You think you can keep on going living like a king? Ooh, babe, but I strongly doubt it. What band gave us this song in 1995? Silverchair. Those are lyrics from their huge debut hit, which was called Tomorrow. Question 7. What's the name of the female artist that released the song Electric Boogie, aka The Electric Slide? One of those songs everybody knows, but can you name the person who released it? Marcia Griffiths. So the question popped into my head, when did the electric slide become a thing? Because I remember my mom teaching it to me in like our living room when I was junior high, somewhere around there. Around the time that I started going to these like little like teenager dances that they called mixers here in St. Louis. So I had to look it up. Originally, the song was recorded in 1976. Now, that version doesn't sound a whole lot like the version that we all know and what pops into your head and what they play at wedding receptions these days. That original version that didn't catch on was first released in 1983. Then they decided to do a remix of the song to release it on Marcia's 1990 album, and it's that remixed version that caught on. That's the version that we all know. So the history of the electric slide goes all the way back to 1976. However, it didn't take off as this worldwide phenomenon until 1990.
Round 2.
Round 2 today is the movie round. Question number 1. John Candy starred in this 1991 romantic fantasy comedy as Jack Gable, the lead writer and producer of a soap opera called Beyond Our Dreams. He hits his head and finds himself in the setting of the soap opera where anything he types on his typewriter happens. What is the name of this film? Question 2. A 1991 romantic comedy drama starring Kevin Bacon and Elizabeth Perkins as two journalists working in the same office and falling in love with each other. Name the film. Question 3. In this 1998 black comedy adventure film, Benicio del Toro played Dr. Gonzo, and Johnny Depp played Raoul Duke. Name the film. Question 4. A lesser-known Christmas film from 1991 that starred Ethan Embry, Harley Jane Kozak, Thora Birch, Jamie Sheridan, and Kevin Nealon. A brother and sister attempt to bring their divorced parents back together for Christmas. Name the film. Question 5. A 1987 sci-fi comedy directed by Joe Dante, starring Dennis Quaid, Martin Short, and Meg Ryan. A test pilot is miniaturized in a secret experiment and accidentally injected into a hapless store clerk. Name the film. Question 6. In what film did Corey Haim star as a character named Les Anderson? Question 7. This accomplished actor played Baby's father, Jake Houseman, in the 1987 movie Dirty Dancing. Name the actor. And that's a wrap on round number 2. Here come your answers. Question number 1. John Candy starred in this 1991 romantic fantasy comedy as Jack Gable, the lead writer and producer of the soap opera Beyond Our Dreams. He hits his head and finds himself in the setting of the soap opera, where anything he types on his typewriter happens. Name the film. Delirious. Question 2. A 1991 romantic comedy drama starring Kevin Bacon and Elizabeth Perkins as two journalists working in the same office and falling in love with each other. Name the film. He Said, She Said. Question 3. In this 1998 black comedy adventure film, Benicio del Toro played Dr. Gonzo. Johnny Depp played Raoul Duke. Name the film. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Question 4. A lesser-known Christmas film from 1991 that starred Ethan Embry, Harley Jane Kozak, Thora Birch, Jamie Sheridan, and Kevin Nealon. A brother and sister attempt to bring their divorced parents back together for Christmas. Name the film. All I Want for Christmas. This is an interesting film. It's not the best, but it's watchable. A lot of you probably remember it. A lot of you probably have never heard of such a thing. But if this is one of those things, oh yeah, I love that movie. On the other podcast that I do, there's an episode dedicated to that entire film. So it's The Odd Podcast with Joe Parisi is the other show. And just find the page and you'll find on there a All I Want for Christmas episode where it's a deep dive on that strange little film. Question number 5 was a 1987 sci-fi comedy directed by Joe Dante. That's the guy that did Gremlins and The Burbs. It starred Dennis Quaid, Martin Short, and Meg Ryan. A test pilot is miniaturized in a secret experiment and accidentally injected into a hapless store clerk. Name the film. Inner Space. Joe Dante has done some of my favorite films ever. Like I said, Burbs, Gremlins, and there's a bunch of actors who kind of appear in many of his projects. Henry Gibson is one. He was one of the Klopeks in the Burbs. Dick Miller, Robert Picardo, those guys are in a lot of the Joe Dante films. Question 6. In what film did the late, great Corey Haim star as a character named Les Anderson? License to Drive. Corey has now been gone for 15 years. That's crazy. I will never get over the death of the Hamster. I was such a fan of that guy growing up. Unreal. Question 7. This accomplished actor played Baby's father, Jake Houseman, in the 1987 movie Dirty Dancing. Name the actor. That is the wonderful Jerry Orbach.
Round 3.
Your final round today is a mixed round. Question number 1. This MTV show and contest debuted in 1998 to determine who would get a job as the next MTV VJ. The two finalists in that first season were Jesse Camp, who went on to win, and Dave Holmes. What was the name of this MTV show? Question 2. A children's toy that emerged in the late 80s and early 90s that was essentially a fabric ball cover that could be inflated using a regular balloon inserted inside of it. These outer covers usually featured typical 90s neon-colored designs. What was the name of this toy? Question 3. The same NFL team won Super Bowl I in 1967 and Super Bowl II in 1968. What team was it? Question 4. From 1952 to 1958, what actor portrayed Superman in the TV series Adventures of Superman? Question 5. Perhaps you can remember sitting around playing GoldenEye 007 with your friends. GoldenEye 007 was a first-person shooter game published by Nintendo for Nintendo 64 and was based off of a film starring Pierce Brosnan. The game was released in August of what year? Question 6. This sitcom ran from 1995 to 1997. A struggling New York writer, played by Jonathan Silverman, attempts to find success and dates. Name the show. Question 7. For the run of this series, from 1995 to 1999, this actress played Caroline on Caroline in the City. Name the actress. And that's going to do it for round number 3. Here come your answers. Question 1. This MTV show and contest debuted in 1998 to determine who would get a job as the next MTV VJ. A show that I wanted to be on so bad. The 2 finalists in that first season were Jesse Camp, who went on to win, and Dave Holmes. What was the name of this show? That was MTV's Wanna Be a VJ. Dave Holmes, who should have won, is one of my favorite people. If there's a Hollywood, pop culture career that I could emulate, I think Dave Holmes is high on that list. He has just done so many cool things, from MTV to then being like a e-news correspondent to all these interesting podcast things that he's done out, written some books. Really an interesting career. Question 2. A children's toy that emerged in the late 80s, early 90s that was essentially a fabric ball cover that could be inflated using a regular balloon inserted inside of it. The covers usually featured typical 90s neon-colored designs. What was the name of this toy? Does that ring a bell? Balzac. Balzac. This is one of those toys that became popular because they hammered television with commercials showing kids running around, sprinklers on, this thing flying around. So it was like you could buy it at the toy store or you could find it at like Walgreens. That's how I remember it. Kind of a low-cost toy, lots of television commercials for this thing. And I mean, honestly, probably the worst named children's toy in history. And let's be honest. Who decided? I think we call it Balzac and we sell it to kids. Very, very strange. Question 3. The same NFL team won the Super Bowl in 1967, Super Bowl I, and again Super Bowl II in 1968. So what team was it that won those first 2 Super Bowls? The Green Bay Packers. Question 4. From 1952 to 1958, what actor portrayed Superman in the TV series Adventures of Superman? George Reeves. Question 5. Perhaps you can remember sitting around playing GoldenEye 007 with your friends. GoldenEye 007 was a first-person shooter video game published by Nintendo for Nintendo 64 and was based off of the film starring Pierce Brosnan. The game was released in August of what year? 1997. Kind of a groundbreaking game at the time. Not only was it wildly popular, but it was one of the first-person shooter games to be released on a home video game console. Those types of games had been pretty much reserved for the PC. Question 6. This sitcom ran from 1995 to 97. A struggling New York writer, played by Jonathan Silverman, attempts to find success and dates. Name the show. The Single Guy. And question 7. For the run of this series from 1995 to 99, this actress played Caroline on Caroline in the City. Name the actress. Leah Thompson. Lorraine from Back to the Future. I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with me today. This has been episode 187 of America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. My name is Joe Parisi. You can follow me on Instagram at Joe Parisi VO. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.
America's Pop Culture Trivia Show with Joe Parisi.